All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, where we help folks learn more about the markets, make better trades, and be successful. Well, it's Sunday afternoon, and this is a stock trade idea video for the coming week, for the week of December 9th. It is still freezing here in the Dallas area, as you'll see, as I wrote about on the post a little bit. Yeah, it's been below freezing since Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock, so we'll see if we're not used to this down here in Wimpy, Texas. We're kind of used to a little milder weather, but we'll see. Okay, let's start talking about First Solar from last week. I talked about how on Friday the 29th, I thought it was a sell signal. I actually got in at, went short with puts at 59.85. The stop I used in here was if I got a close above the 10 and then a close above the high of that day. Okay, did not get that. So it's almost like it tries to wash you out a little bit. And then I didn't get a close above this, so I stayed in, and it started to come my way. Now, it actually looks a little bit like we're getting a shoulder, head, and a shoulder in here with a neckline that you could draw right here. Now, it's broken this trend line. You know, we had negative divergence. So, you know, kind of a bearish setup. We've got this gap right here. I really think it's going to go down and test the top of this gap at a minimum, which would be where this line is right down here, which would be slightly below the 50 and right down slightly below the Keltner channel. Now, it all depends. Does it do it tomorrow? Does it do it in a couple of days? And it may go further. It may go all the way down here and test the 200-day moving average. But this is my initial target, right in here around 52. So that's on First Solar. Canadian Solar. I think I said last week on Sunday that it was a sell on at 29.14, which was the close on this Friday. This did a similar type thing, a close above the 10, but did not get a close above here, and now it's rolled over and looks like it's starting to come down. This has a similar type setup to First Solar in that it's broken this trend line, had a negative divergence showing up, both on the RSI and on the DI plus. And so, you know, again, I think this one's got more to correct. I think it could actually for sure correct down here to the 200-day. Now, it may take weeks to happen, but I'm just saying that, you know, it's got to correct all these 5 waves now is my guess. And, you know, usually it'll correct back into the 4th wave, which is down here, which seems to coincide with the 200-day. The next one that we're going to take a look at is Facebook. Now, Facebook's had a pretty good little rally this last week. We've gotten the 10 above the 20, but here's what I'm cautious about. The 20 is below the 50, okay? And you've gotten this cross, and this is the first pullback after the cross, so I'm very cautious about this. So even though you've got the 10 above the 20, what I would like to see is a trade down below the 10 and then a close above the high of that bar. And I think it's done something like that, similar. I'm trying to see if I could find it. You know, this is a similar type situation. The 20 broke below the 50. We got the rally back up in here. It started to roll over. The 10 very slightly crossed above the 20. But you never, as you got the pullback down in here, you never got a close above the high. You never got a close above the high. And it kept selling off. So that's what I'm cautious about right here with Facebook. And so we could have more of a pullback to come. We'll just have to see. So no specific trade recommendation there. HPQ. This one, I think this is a negative setup. We're getting divergence in here, both on the DI plus and on the RSI. And, you know, it's decent enough look to the divergence. And you've got a little reversal bar in here. It's kind of small, but it did close down in the the lower end of that bar, and then it got a close below this. You could almost go short with puts here and have a stop on a close above the high of this bar. Okay, and I say a close above the high of that bar because sometimes you're going to get some whippiness or whips up intraday trying to take out the stops that are just a few ticks above this high, and then it comes right back down. So a little more exposure in terms of risk, but it keeps you from getting whipped out of the trade. So it's just something to think about. Next one is Solar City. Solar City is similar, I think, to Facebook in that we've gotten across. What I want to see is a pullback below the blue line, below the 10, either on a close or intraday trading down below it, and then if I could get a close above the high of that bar, above the 10, then I would have more confidence that this is something, you know, ready to go. Now this is a little bit stronger than Facebook in that the 20 is above the 50. 50 is still rising nicely, so this is a little more positive than the Facebook setup. So I'm still looking for a little bit of a pullback below the 10 though, to get into that one. Now Tesoro is one that I think, based on the close on Friday, because you've gotten the pullback below the 10, and look how nice and strongly up the 20-day is here at a 45-degree angle. So you get this bar closing down below it. Now you get a close above the high of that bar, and it's above the 10. I think this is a buy at this close. It's at 57.70. You know, I think you can come in and try to buy it right around that price for, you know, early in the morning. You got to watch the activity in the first thing in the morning, first 15 minutes for sure. Things get a little crazy, but that's how this looks, because I think it could still continue to push higher to me. At least go up and retest the high up here, if not push higher, push above it. Okay, next one is I'm not sure how to pronounce this actually. Zone. I'll call it Zone. Zone is got, see where I'm looking at a buy again because of the fact that we've gotten a couple closes above the 20. I think we've had the correction. Okay, I think we got an ABC correction. So I think we're off trying to get this third move up. Okay, which 1, 2, now third wave within a third wave. So we've gotten 2 closes above the 10. Now we've gotten a pullback where we had some trading below the 10. Now we get a close above this bar, above 56.98, and I think that's a decent buy signal. Again, you got to monitor, you know, got to have a stop that you're going to work off of. And but anyway, I think that's a potential signal in here. I think it's a signal. 56.98 would be a close above 56.98 would be a buy to me. And we'll watch that and monitor, see how that works out. Yelp. I think we're looking at a sell signal. If we can get a sell signal below the low of this high bar here, because I think we're aligned negatively, and we've got almost like a little flag pennant, I guess I'd call it, kind of a little bit of a bearish pennant forming. So to me, if I got to close below this bar, which is the low of 61.68, and then assuming that closes also below the 10, below the blue line, I think that would be a good entry point for buying puts on this thing. And again, you could have a stop above the high of that bar on a close above the high of that bar. So, you know, that's one way to work that. And the last one I wanted to look at today was Yandex. And Yandex, I did get in on the 4th, I believe, on here at 39.85 with calls. Okay, this is looking very bullish to me. I think we've got a push going up, and boy, I really would like to see this break 42, because this is the high of the initial day when it went public back year and a half ago. When was it? Back here? No, 2011. So I think this thing could really pop, I think, if it breaks through here. So that's what I'm looking for. I'd like to see it, and we'll just see how that plays out. And I think those are the main ones for today. We will talk to you again Tuesday evening. So have a great Monday and Tuesday this week. This has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. Stay warm. Thanks for stopping by.